Hey, what's up guys? I'm here and welcome to Blade. Today we'll be taking a look at my new setup that I got a few days before. So I've been having a lot of issues with my laptop, which you guys must know is the Asus Tuf laptop. It was a good laptop and served me well until now, but recently it has been having a lot of thermal throttling and some issues like that. So I decided to get a better desktop. I've never had a desktop, by the way. Also, my laptop could not handle Davinci Resolve. It had a lot of issues while I used the Fusion tab. Generally, whenever I try to do almost anything in the Fusion tab, it usually had a lot of lag associated with it. I'll talk about the whole setup and I'll give you the price of the whole thing. Now, some of the stuff here are actually being reused, and this keyboard right there, I'm going to replace it for a Logitech keyboard, and there are some stuff that I'm reusing, so they are not new ones. I had these already here. So let's start with the monitor. Obviously, it is an LG 1440p 144Hz HDR10 10-bit color IPS panel. So it's currently called the Ultra Gear, and the model number is 27GL850. I really don't understand how they came up with these kind of names. So yeah, this is the LG. I'm not gonna just say it again. It's an Ultra Gear monitor. You get that? It's a really good monitor. Upsides, it's a 1440p monitor, which means it's somewhere between 1080p and 4K. It has HDR10, which is better than no HDR at all. Not as good as Dolby Vision HDR or anything like that. It is G-Sync compatible, so that's one thing. It has a hydraulic system that helps it to go up and down, and it can be rotated. You can actually already rotate it in 90 degrees. I don't have a good use for that, but it's good to have. Now, the only downside I can find for this monitor is bleeding. I'm not sure if it's called bleeding. I think it's something related to IPS panels. I see a few places where you can see that light is all bleeding, I guess. There are some spots in the screen which are brighter than the rest, and that's not supposed to happen. So you do not get a complete black screen. Whatever you do, whatever settings you change, there is a limit to how black the blacks can get. So it's not an OLED screen. That's a big thing if you are someone who considers the black level of OLED screens. I'm okay with bleeding. I've had that in my old laptop, but I've been okay with it. I don't know if it's the size of this monitor, it is 27 inch by the way, or if it's something else about it. I just don't like the way it looks. Most of the time, in certain games where there are dark sceneries, it does not look good at all. So that's one thing. But this is a really good monitor for the price. If you are someone who prioritizes image quality and stuff like that for a monitor, for the same price, you can get a monitor with lesser refresh rate and probably higher resolution and better HDR. Also an OLED screen if you like it. Like I said, I reused some stuff that I already had. This is the Razer Kraken Tournament Edition. I did make a video about it. I'll link it right here. You can go and watch it if you want. Well, I'll just say that it's a pretty good value headset. It has a lot of it has a Razer Synapse software, Synapse 3, and you can customize it a lot. So I like this one a lot, but the only issue is that, well, it's metal. Being metal is not an issue, but the one drawback of having a metal body is that it's pretty heavy. So you can't really put it in your ear for a long time, and your neck and your ears get tired. Is that a thing? But the thing is, your neck and your head gets tired somehow, and it also gets pretty hot if you're not in an air-conditioned room. Well, even if you are in an air-conditioned room, the thing is that the inside will get hot anyway. The next accessory I have here is an Xbox controller. It is not an official Xbox controller. It is an A-Power controller. If you have bought their products, you know them. This is actually one of the best controller you can get for price. It is actually really good for the price. Again, the quality is great compared to a PS4 controller, but there are some aspects of it that I do not like. For example, the back side is not really that good looking. It looks really cheap. It's shiny. For some reason, I do not like that. And you have to connect it with a USB device. So that's one drawback. This keyboard is one that I had for a pretty long time, but I did not use because I did not like how it felt. These keys are kinda loose. I guess it's not very comfortable to type in. This is the RTO1 Tournament Edition, I think. Okay, but I do not really like how it feels. So I'm getting a new Logitech mouse. it hasn't arrived yet, so that's the reason why it's not here. Another key component of this build, the Logitech G102 mice. I did make a video about it. It is the best mouse I have ever used. You have the G Pro Wireless in the market, which is quite possibly way better than this, but it is actually pretty good for my use. I do not do a lot of gaming, but whenever I do, this helps out a lot. It has an optical sensor. I don't know what exactly it means, but there's no light, and it's way more precise than normal mouse. It has RGB, it has extra 2 side buttons. So the reason for me getting a Logitech keyboard, this is not Logitech, this is Razer. I'm just saying for reference, just think that this is the Logitech keyboard. You can use Logitech G Hub with the mouse as well as the keyboard, so you can sync their RGB so it looks better. This mousepad I have here, it is an Amazon Basics mousepad. It is pretty good, but it's starting to wear out a lot. Yeah, I used it pretty roughly, so it's starting to wear a lot and it's getting pretty dusty and pretty dirty. I know I might be able to wash it, but I'm just too lazy for that. But anyway, this is pretty good for my use case. I might buy a different mousepad for my mouse because, well, I feel like this mousepad is actually limiting the full capability of this Logitech mouse. And finally, the most important part of the system. Well, this is my PC. Well, I'm not quite familiar with how to introduce a PC, a desktop. Well, this is my gaming rig, and it is pretty good. This is a Cooler Master case, and it is. I had to check the model number once again. Just give me a minute. Actually, I can see it right there. The box is right there. It's the Cooler Master Master Box K501L with ARGB fan, which I don't know how to control at all. I tried a lot of software, but we'll get to it later. So this has a side panel, which is transparent, a tempered side glass panel, and inside it we have a Ryzen 5 5600X, and we also have for the graphics card an RTX 3070 Ti, a Zotac RTX 3070 Ti Trinity OC edition. So it's actually a pretty good graphics card, and I was able to get it for 75,000 rupees, and its MSRP is 60,000 rupees. In the market, we have graphics card going for about 150% up to 300%, I think, but it has dropped down. But I got this card for 25% about its MSRP, which is the value I said, 75,000 instead of 60,000. So it's a pretty good deal, but I know that the 3070 Ti isn't actually a great bang for the buck card, but it is what it is, I guess. I got this for as close to the MSRP as I could get, so it's the best one that I could get. It is a Zotac custom card, so I'm not doing any kind of water cooling on it. I'm not that advanced enough, but I do have an AIO water cooling on the CPU. This is the Cooler Master Master Liquid ML240L V2 RGB. It's doing a pretty good job. I haven't seen it go above 80. The motherboard is the Gigabyte X570 UD. It is the least costly one I could find. The least costly X570 motherboard that I could find so that I could overclock. I have a 750 watt fully modular Cooler Master power supply. I don't think it will have any kind of bottlenecks for power. 750 watts is pretty much a lot for the Ryzen 5 5600X and the RTX 3070 Ti. I don't think it will be like a problem for these cards and CPU. The small problem I ran into was the RAM. Instead of getting a dual channel 8GB card, 8GB DIMMs each, I got a single channel. I got a single DIMM, 16GB. So that's gonna be a little bit of a problem. I'm not sure what I should do. Either I should get a 16GB single DIMM and slot it in there to make a dual channel, or I should replace this and get two 8GB DIMMs and replace this one. I'm not quite sure which one is the right choice. So if you guys know a lot about computers, please comment down below. Another small issue I ran into while setting up the device was, you guys can see that I set it up to red, right? I was actually going for blue and violet because at first I could not configure the graphics card's color. It was blue by default, and I used the controller, the physical controller inside here to turn the Cooler Master CPU cooler to violet, and there are case fans inside here which are ARGB lit. I turned them to blue or purple or something like that. So I wanted a blue-purple look, but the thing is, every time I restart this PC, this cooler goes back to red, which is its default color. So I could not do anything. I could not use any software. I tried OpenRGB. I tried Fusion, RGB Fusion 2.0. There are a lot of softwares I tried. None of them work. And somehow I stumbled upon a software to change the color to RGB of the graphics card. So since it goes to the default of red, I thought I'll make the whole setup red. Not a big fan of red setups, but I don't have a choice. Since the Cooler Master's liquid cooler is red by default, I decided to make the whole setup red. I changed the RGB of the graphics card and the ARGB fans of the case. I turned them to red, and I changed desktop to red. I turned Logitech mouse to red. I turned this keyboard to red. So yeah, kind of insane right now. But if you guys know some way to configure the colors of the case fans of Cooler Master and the Cooler Master liquid cooler, please do tell me. Comment down below. That's pretty much it. There's not a lot to my setup. If you're thinking what I'm sitting on, it's just a basic chair. And yeah, there's a lot of books and stuff. You don't have to see that. So yeah, I wish this chair had some kind of padding, but this is all I have for now. So lighting and voice must be really bad. So that's it for the video, guys. That is all. There's not a lot to my setup. Just tower monitor, my Xbox controller, the Razer headset, the Red Gear keyboard, Logitech mouse, this very redundant chair. Nothing much else to it. So if you guys want to see some kind of gaming performance and stuff on this PC, do comment down below. And even if you don't comment down below, I will be probably testing that and uploading results. So anyways, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.